Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you a revelation so powerful that it can transform your financial destiny. But it is not for casual conversation. This is a secret, a declaration, a spiritual strategy that, when spoken with faith and intention, has the power to open doors of abundance you never imagined. I'm speaking of a prayer so potent that it aligns your mind, your heart, and your spirit with the flow of wealth. It is not just about money. It is about unlocking the supernatural provision that is your birthright. But remember, this is sacred knowledge. It is not to be shared lightly, for the moment you speak it with purpose, the universe begins to respond. Today, I will guide you step by step into a declaration that will fill your bank account, expand your opportunities, and invite blessings that exceed your expectations. Prepare yourself, for what you are about to receive is life-changing, transformative, and utterly unstoppable. From the moment you understand that your words carry power, that your declarations shape reality, you begin to comprehend that your financial destiny is not merely determined by external circumstances, but by the alignment of your spirit, your faith, and your spoken intentions. Every word you utter, every prayer you pray, every affirmation you repeat becomes a seed planted into the spiritual atmosphere, and those seeds, when nurtured with consistency and belief, grow into tangible results. This is not a theory. This is the undeniable principle that governs the life of every person who achieves extraordinary financial breakthroughs. It is the principle of creation through declaration, the understanding that you do not wait passively for abundance to come to you, but that you actively call it into your life with authority and expectation. When you begin to speak words of life over your bank account, over your investments, over your opportunities, over every financial avenue you touch, you are essentially activating divine provision in ways that others cannot see. This is why secrecy becomes crucial, because the spiritual world responds to focused, undistracted faith, and distraction or exposure can dilute the potency of your declarations. The most effective prayers for wealth are not shouted to the world. They are spoken with intention, repeated consistently, and backed by unwavering belief that the universe, the divine, and your own inner resources are aligning to bring the increase that you are demanding through faith. To fully grasp the magnitude of this, you must first recognize that money is not merely a physical commodity. It is an energy, a channel, and a reflection of spiritual alignment. When you pray for your bank account to be filled, you are not merely wishing for numbers to increase on a screen or paper. You are setting into motion forces that attract resources, create opportunities, and open doors that were previously invisible. The key is not in the complexity of the prayer, but in the clarity, authority, and consistency with which you speak it. A simple, focused, and spiritually aligned declaration can produce more results than hours of anxious thinking, planning, or human effort alone. This is why prayer, coupled with strategic alignment of your thoughts, intentions, and actions, becomes a powerful magnet for financial increase. Every time you lift your voice in prayer over your finances, you are making a statement to the universe, to the divine, and to your own spirit that abundance is not only possible, but inevitable. The language you use must reflect certainty, not doubt. It must reflect expectation, not hope. It must reflect authority, not pleading. You are not asking timidly for a small gift. You are declaring, commanding, and positioning yourself to receive extraordinary provision. The moment you begin this practice, it is essential to guard it with intention. Do not share it with everyone, for too many observers dilute the power of focused prayer. There is sacredness in secrecy, a spiritual principle that recognizes the value of private, consistent declarations. Those who understand this principle cultivate a practice that is disciplined, unshakable, and immune to external judgment. When you pray secretly for the increase of your bank account, you are freeing your mind from fear, doubt, and the opinions of others. You are creating a sacred space where your faith can operate without interference. And the results of these prayers will manifest in ways that feel miraculous, effortless, and unstoppable. You will begin to notice opportunities appearing as if by divine orchestration. You will encounter unexpected resources, people, and situations that support your financial increase. Doors that were previously closed will swing open, contracts will be approved, investments will prosper, and income streams will multiply beyond your expectations. All of this begins with the authority of your spoken word, with the unwavering belief that your prayer is not merely symbolic, but a vehicle of creation itself. As you continue this practice, it is crucial to understand the alignment between prayer, faith, and action. Prayer alone is powerful, but when coupled with inspired, disciplined action, it becomes unstoppable. Faith without action is incomplete, and action without spiritual alignment is often fruitless. Therefore, as you declare abundance over your bank account, you must also cultivate wisdom, strategy, and responsibility in your financial decisions. You must honor the money you are attracting, manage it wisely, invest it strategically, and use it to create lasting value. The universe rewards not only the intensity of your prayers, but also the maturity and integrity with which you receive and handle financial blessings. The prayers that fill your bank account are not just about wealth accumulation, they are about transformation, empowerment, and stewardship. You are not simply calling money into your life, you are calling divine provision to support your purpose, to expand your influence, and to create opportunities that impact not only you, but those around you every day as you repeat these powerful prayers. You are rewiring your mind and spirit to expect abundance. You are training yourself to recognize opportunities that others overlook, to see potential in situations that others dismiss, and to respond with clarity and decisiveness. The discipline of private, intentional prayer sharpens your focus, heightens your spiritual sensitivity, and increases your confidence. You begin to recognize that your financial breakthrough is not dependent on luck, coincidence, or the approval of others, but on your willingness to step into a consistent, empowered practice of speaking, believing, and acting. You are learning to operate as a conduit of provision, a magnet for resources, and a steward of divine favor. The momentum you create through daily declarations compounds, creating a ripple effect that impacts every area of your life. The language of your prayer is critical. Speak as though you have already received. Declare that your bank account is full, that abundance is flowing to you from multiple sources, that every investment, every opportunity, and every resource is prospering. Avoid language of doubt, fear, or lack. Words like I hope, maybe, or if possible have no place in the declarations that summon wealth. Instead, use words of authority, certainty, and expectation. Let your declaration be unshakable, unwavering, and consistent. Speak it in the morning when your mind is fresh, at night before you rest, and whenever you feel the pull of fear or limitation. Consistency is the key that unlocks the power of these prayers, and repetition strengthens the spiritual resonance of your words. Over time, your declarations become ingrained in your subconscious, and your actions, decisions, and opportunities align effortlessly with the flow of abundance you are calling into existence. As your practice deepens, you will notice that the increase you seek is not only material, but also relational, emotional, and spiritual. The energy of abundance flows into your interactions, your relationships, and your mindset. You become magnetically attractive to opportunities, ideas, and people that support your financial growth. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable now serve as catalysts for creativity, resilience, and expansion. You begin to recognize patterns and principles that were previously invisible, and you act with clarity and authority in ways that generate results beyond imagination. This is the transformation that occurs when prayer, faith, and action converge in a disciplined, private, and intentional practice. Even as you pray in secrecy, trust that the universe is responding. What is hidden is not wasted. What is private is not powerless. Your financial increase is being orchestrated through divine channels, invisible networks, and spiritual alignment. You will see evidence of this increase in unexpected deposits, timely payments, sudden opportunities, and miraculous provisions. The key is to maintain unwavering faith, persistent action, and disciplined secrecy. Do not measure the power of your prayer by external validation, but by your internal certainty and the consistency of your practice. The unseen is often the most potent, and the results of your private declarations will astonish both yourself and those around you when they manifest visibly. Your prayer is also a declaration of identity. When you declare abundance over your bank account, you are affirming that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of financial prosperity. You are shifting your mindset from limitation to possibility, from scarcity to abundance, from fear to authority. Every declaration reinforces your sense of empowerment, self-worth, and divine alignment. You are no longer waiting for circumstances to dictate your life. You are actively shaping your financial reality through the authority of your words, the discipline of your prayer, and the alignment of your actions. This identity shift is crucial, for true financial increase is never merely external. It is the natural reflection of an empowered, aligned, and abundant inner life. As you continue to cultivate this practice, remember that consistency is your greatest ally. Daily intentional prayer, spoken with authority, belief, and clarity, compounds over time. The momentum created by repeated declarations generates a magnetic pull that attracts resources, opportunities, and divine favor. Your bank account fills not because of random luck or fleeting chance, but because you have positioned yourself as a consistent, disciplined, and intentional channel for provision. You are creating a spiritual pattern that cannot be broken by external circumstances, criticism, or delay. Your declarations, when combined with strategic, inspired action, become unstoppable forces of creation. You must also cultivate gratitude as an integral part of your practice. Recognize, honor, and give thanks for the increase you are receiving, no matter the scale. Gratitude amplifies the energy of your prayer, strengthens your faith, and opens channels for even greater provision. It transforms your relationship with wealth from mere acquisition to partnership, stewardship, and alignment with divine principles. When you celebrate every sign of increase, you are reinforcing the spiritual pathway through which abundance flows. This is the secret that separates ordinary financial results from extraordinary life-changing provision. Your bank account is a reflection of your alignment, your faith, and your authority. As you consistently declare, act, and steward wisely, the financial increase you seek becomes inevitable. You are not simply asking for money, you are commanding the universe, asserting your authority, and positioning yourself as a conduit of extraordinary provision. Every spoken word, every private prayer, and every intentional action compounds to create a reality where abundance is the natural, inevitable outcome. You will begin to recognize that wealth is not scarce, that opportunities are everywhere, and that your consistent, empowered practice of declaration unlocks doors that were previously invisible. The essence of this practice is simple, yet profound. Speak with authority, act with discipline, maintain secrecy, and trust the process. The prayers you utter in faith, spoken consistently, privately, and with unwavering belief, are creating a magnetic field that attracts wealth, multiplies opportunities, and positions you for unprecedented financial increase. You are learning the sacred principle that provision flows to those who declare it, align with it, and act in harmony with it. The results will be evident in your bank account, your investments, your opportunities, and the abundance that surrounds your life. To experience extraordinary financial increase, it is not enough to pray without purpose or speak words without alignment. True financial breakthrough comes when the mind, spirit, and actions converge into one coherent, disciplined, and empowered force. The mind is the blueprint of creation. The spirit is the engine of manifestation, and the actions are the physical expression that brings the unseen into reality. When these three elements are synchronized, they form a powerful triad that amplifies every declaration you make over your bank account. The first step in this process is to recognize that your mind shapes your reality. Your thoughts, beliefs, and mental patterns are the architects of your financial world. Limiting thoughts, fear, and doubt will restrict the flow of abundance, while focused, positive, and confident thinking will attract opportunities, resources, and prosperity. You must train your mind to see possibilities where others see obstacles, to anticipate solutions rather than problems, and to affirm that financial increase is not only possible, but inevitable. The alignment begins with the intentional control of your thoughts, understanding that what you allow in your mind will determine the outcome in your bank account. The next component is the spirit, which is the source of your authority, faith, and connection to divine provision. The spirit is the channel through which supernatural favor flows, and it responds to declarations made in faith. When your spirit is aligned with your financial goals, your prayers carry potency, and your words become creative instruments that shape reality. This alignment is not passive. It requires intentionality, focus, and discipline. You must cultivate a deep sense of expectation, a knowledge that the universe, the divine, or your higher self is orchestrating circumstances in your favor. Spiritual alignment also involves understanding your worthiness, recognizing that abundance is not reserved for others, but is your divine right. When you operate from this place of spiritual authority, your prayers and actions carry a magnetic energy that attracts resources effortlessly. The alignment of spirit and mind creates a resonance that amplifies the effectiveness of your declarations, making them more than mere words. They become instruments of transformation. Actions are the final, indispensable component of this triad. While thoughts and spirit set the blueprint and generate the energy, action is the vehicle through which provision manifests tangibly. Discipline in action does not mean frantic or desperate effort. It means consistent, focused, and strategic steps taken in alignment with your vision and declaration. Every financial opportunity that enters your life requires a response, a decision, or a movement that brings it from potential into reality. You must be ready to act, to seize opportunities, and to execute strategies that reflect your intentions. The actions you take reinforce your declarations, demonstrating to yourself, the universe, and your spirit that you are serious, committed, and ready to receive. Misalignment between thought, spirit, and action creates resistance, delays, and missed opportunities. Therefore, financial increase is not simply about wishing or praying. It is about cultivating a disciplined system where your mind, spirit, and actions operate in unison to attract, multiply, and steward wealth. A critical aspect of alignment is focus. Focus is the discipline of directing your mental, spiritual, and physical energies toward a single goal without distraction. In the modern world, distractions are constant. Voices of doubt, external pressures, and competing priorities all dilute the potency of your prayer and the effectiveness of your actions. Focus requires intentionality, clarity, and persistence. When you maintain focus, every declaration, every thought, and every action is amplified. Your mind becomes sharp, your spirit becomes sensitive to opportunities, and your actions become precise. The power of focus is magnified when you incorporate private, intentional prayer into your routine. The less external noise, the stronger the resonance of your declarations, and the faster your bank account responds to your alignment. Focus allows you to remain steadfast in faith, even when circumstances appear contrary, and it enables you to recognize hidden resources, unseen opportunities, and miraculous provision. Faith is inseparable from alignment. Faith is not a passive hope. It is an active expectation, a confident trust that your declarations and efforts will produce results. Faith is the engine that propels your actions, strengthens your focus, and magnifies the power of your prayers. Without faith, even the most carefully crafted declarations can falter, and actions may become hesitant or misdirected. Faith requires conviction, consistency, and unwavering belief. When you align your mind, spirit, and actions with faith, you activate a law of abundance that is responsive to your internal certainty. You begin to see evidence of increase everywhere, in opportunities that appear, in people who support you, and in circumstances that shift in your favor. Faith transforms uncertainty into clarity, hesitation into decisive action, and desire into tangible results. It is the force multiplier of alignment, the invisible energy that turns words into provision and effort into prosperity. Discipline is another indispensable factor in alignment. Discipline is the practice of maintaining focus, faith, and action consistently over time, regardless of external conditions. Discipline ensures that your mind remains positive, your spirit remains connected, and your actions remain purposeful, even in moments of doubt or delay. The most successful declarations of wealth are not the result of occasional prayer or sporadic effort. They are the product of daily, intentional, and disciplined alignment. Discipline creates momentum, builds resilience, and cultivates a mindset of expectation and readiness. Through disciplined practice, your brain, spirit, and actions are conditioned to recognize, receive, and multiply abundance. Over time, this consistency creates a gravitational pull toward opportunities, financial resources, and divine favor that cannot be resisted. Another critical element is clarity of intention. Clarity is the precise articulation of what you want to achieve, how much abundance you seek, and the purpose for which you desire it. Vague declarations produce vague results, while clear, focused, and intentional prayers generate tangible increase. Clarity aligns the mind to recognize opportunity, directs the spirit to focus on specific outcomes, and guides actions toward measurable results. When you know exactly what you are praying for and why, you eliminate confusion, indecision, and wasted effort. Your bank account responds to clarity because your entire energy system, mental, spiritual, and physical, is operating as a coherent force aimed at a specific target. Clarity removes doubt, strengthens faith, and enhances focus, creating a powerful foundation for the alignment of mind, spirit, and action. Consistency is also essential in amplifying financial blessings. Consistency means showing up every day, repeating your declarations, maintaining focus, exercising faith, and taking disciplined action regardless of immediate results. The universe responds to repeated, intentional effort, and momentum is built through steady, persistent practice. Just as a river carves a canyon through consistent flow, consistent alignment of your mind, spirit, and actions gradually erodes obstacles and manifests abundance. Inconsistent practice produces intermittent results and leaves you at the mercy of circumstance. Consistency, however, produces compounding results, growing your bank account, your opportunities, and your capacity to receive in ways that feel miraculous and unstoppable. Self-awareness is another component of alignment. To align your mind, spirit, and actions effectively, you must become aware of patterns, beliefs, and behaviors that limit your financial increase. Awareness allows you to recognize mental blocks, negative thoughts, and limiting beliefs that counteract your prayers. It enables you to recalibrate your focus, reconnect with your spirit, and adjust your actions to be in harmony with your goals. Self-awareness is the lens through which alignment becomes precise, intentional, and effective. Without awareness, misalignment persists, energy is scattered, and results are delayed. With awareness, every prayer, thought, and action is targeted, purposeful, and magnetic, attracting the increase that your heart and spirit desire. Another principle is adaptability within alignment. Life is dynamic and circumstances shift. Alignment does not mean rigidity, it means maintaining the core connection between mind, spirit, and action while being flexible enough to adjust strategies, tactics, and approaches. Adaptability ensures that your efforts remain effective even in changing conditions, and it allows your focus and faith to operate unimpeded by external disruption. Those who understand alignment as a dynamic process are able to capitalize on sudden opportunities, pivot when necessary, and maintain steady progress toward financial increase. Gratitude amplifies alignment. As you declare, act, and maintain focus, expressing gratitude strengthens the resonance of your prayers and opens channels for further abundance. Gratitude aligns the spirit with the energy of increase, reinforces positive thought patterns in the mind, and inspires purposeful, motivated actions. Gratitude is the secret multiplier of alignment. It converts ordinary practice into extraordinary results, ensuring that your bank account reflects not only your prayers, but also your openness to receive and recognize blessings. When all these principles, focus, faith, discipline, clarity, consistency, self-awareness, adaptability, and gratitude operate together, alignment becomes a powerful force that accelerates financial increase. Your bank account, once a source of stress or limitation, becomes a mirror of your internal harmony. You will notice that opportunities appear in the right time, the right people come into your life, and resources flow with ease. You become a magnet for provision, and your actions produce results that exceed expectation because they are supported by the invisible energy of alignment. This alignment is not theoretical, it is practical, observable, and repeatable. Those who practice it consistently experience steady, measurable, and exponential financial growth. The secret, as always, is to maintain privacy and intentionality in your practice. The power of your alignment is amplified when it is cultivated in secrecy, free from doubt, criticism, or distraction. Speak your prayers privately. Act intentionally and maintain your focus on the alignment of mind, spirit, and actions. This sacred space allows energy to flow unimpeded, results to manifest effortlessly, and your bank account to reflect the powerful forces you have activated. The culmination of this alignment is empowerment. As your mind, spirit, and actions converge, you gain confidence, clarity, and authority. You recognize that financial increase is not a matter of chance, but of intentional practice. You learn to trust your inner guidance, respond decisively to opportunities, and take actions that produce tangible results. Your alignment becomes a self-reinforcing system where prayer, faith, and effort create continuous increase, growth, and prosperity. Ultimately, alignment transforms you into a vessel of abundance. You no longer chase wealth. Wealth is drawn to you. You no longer react to circumstances. You respond from a place of clarity, authority, and expectation. You no longer hope for opportunities. You recognize and seize them because your mind, spirit, and actions are fully synchronized. This is the essence of amplified financial blessings, a life where your bank account is filled not by chance, but by the deliberate, disciplined, and sacred alignment of mind, spirit, and action. The most profound breakthroughs in life, especially financial increase, often come through secret, intentional practices that are not shared with everyone. There is a spiritual principle at work here, the power of hidden wealth. This principle asserts that certain strategies, prayers, and declarations must remain private, protected from unnecessary exposure, criticism, or dilution. When wealth, provision, or blessing is treated as public knowledge, it becomes vulnerable to distraction, fear, envy, and energy leakage. The act of keeping certain prayers and practices private does not signify secrecy out of selfishness. It signifies wisdom, discipline, and alignment with universal laws that govern the flow of abundance. Hidden wealth is not just about money. It is about safeguarding your spiritual, mental, and emotional alignment with the forces that multiply your increase. Those who understand the power of secrecy cultivate practices that are deliberate, intentional, and protected from external interference, allowing their bank accounts, opportunities, and resources to expand beyond ordinary expectation. The first reason hidden wealth is so powerful is that it preserves the purity of your declaration. When you speak or act with secrecy, your words are infused with authority and undiluted faith. There is no need to defend your prayer to skeptics, explain your strategy to critics, or justify your intentions to the uninformed. Your focus remains unbroken. Your energy remains concentrated, and the spiritual forces that respond to intentional, private declarations are allowed to operate freely. When prayers are shared indiscriminately, they often invite doubt, criticism, or misaligned energy that interferes with their effectiveness. The sacred secret ensures that your declarations for financial increase remain potent, concentrated, and effective. It allows your mind, spirit, and actions to operate in harmony without distraction, increasing the probability of miraculous and exponential results. Another reason hidden wealth is essential is that it prevents the dilution of energy. Every time you share your intention for financial increase with someone who does not understand or support your purpose, you risk weakening the force of your prayer. Words, energy, and intention are powerful, but they are also sensitive. When your focus is divided or when your declaration is met with doubt or skepticism from others, the vibrational energy of your prayer is diminished. The universe responds to concentrated, undiluted energy, not to scattered or diluted effort. By keeping certain financial declarations private, you preserve the purity of the energy that is magnetically drawing resources, opportunities, and provision to you. Hidden wealth is essentially the practice of creating a sacred space where your intentions can manifest unhindered. Secrecy also protects the flow of divine favor. Blessings